Hey there, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for March 2024. And don't forget to come back on a weekly basis to check out your weekly astrology updates. This month is going to be very fresh, clear, clean, and straightforward for everybody. As I was making these videos and getting everything all set up here on my little Word document, I was like, this might actually be a somewhat shorter video than most people are used to. Not that you want to have a whole day devoured by an hour and a half forecast, but I figured, whoa, this is going to be pretty smooth, pretty organized, and pretty clean, which I think is a nice break for everybody. And for you, this month is all about container busting and professional level ups, and big ones at that. We start off with the Sun and Mercury together in Pisces through the 9th of the month. This is your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, station, promotions, and raises. And so with this, we've got a lot of speeding up going on when it comes to the rate with which you are accumulating wealth. Speeding up the payoffs and payouts of a lot of work you've been doing, whether it's on the job or maybe with a personal business or private project. And the Sun is also bringing in attention enhancement and support to you and your most involved work environments. You're also going to be finding that this is speeding up your growth when it comes to climbing up any kind of professional or career or business ladders that you've been on a climb with, or you've been looking to start climbing as well. And so just be prepared for this. With Mercury also, you might find a lot of helping hands are going to be getting a lot more involved in your life. Business partnerships and alliances are thriving during this period, so you want to be ready to nurture. After the 9th, we've got Mercury moving on into the sign of Aries and the Sun joining him on the 18th. And for the duration of March and going on into April, these two are lighting up your 11th house of friendships, your support system, community, and your loftiest goals and ambitions. And with the Sun here, this is all about strengthening bridges and rebuilding bridges, or maybe even healing certain things that maybe have been challenged in terms of your social life. This could be sweetening and strengthening bonds that you have with friends or contacts that maybe are more valuable than we've been able to give the time or the energy to. This is also a time where Mercury is going to be speeding up growth when it comes to maybe a big goal or project that you've got going on with a friend, or maybe a lofty goal or ambition you have for yourself. And the two of them together are also expanding your world, right? Getting you out of your bubble. That's a big part of this month for you, helping you to maybe even close the distance between you and important friends and contacts and community, known and new, in order for everybody to be able to do great things together. We've got Venus and Mars together in the sign of Aquarius through the 11th. This is your 9th house of expansion, growth, prominence, big travel, big moves, as well as any kind of official dealings, government and legal matters, and your spiritual path and practice. And with Venus and Mars together here, this is all about destroying a lot of boxes, containers, and bubbles that you've been in for your own good. In fact, with Mars here, this is a time of overturning and burning a lot of maybe agreements, commitments, big contracts, or long-term pacts, anything that has maybe been imposed on you or that you've been forced to abide, work under, or live by that has been reinforcing limitations in your world. This can also be a time where a lot of you may be finding that important contacts that you have that may be at a distance from you, maybe they're online, maybe they're across the country, maybe they're whatever, are also going to be working with you to help lift and build you up. And this part of the astrology chart is so much more relevant with the internet nowadays. And so be on the lookout for where those things are really setting you up for new success. Venus here is also taking your romantic life and your personal life down a lot more new and exciting roads, because with Venus in the ninth house, everything becomes a lot more experimental, a lot more adventurous, a lot more exciting. In fact, for a lot of you, you and partners are going to be getting a chance to experiment with a new way of doing the dynamics of the relationship, bringing in a touch of the foreign and getting out of our comfort zones. A lot of you are going to be also finding that if you are single or available to new people, you're going to get a chance to explore some love opportunities or relationship opportunities that may be a little outside of what you've become used to in your present world, or maybe even the way you were brought up in the world, but is still a very good link for you. After the 11th, we've got Venus moving on into Pisces, that 10th house of career, and Mars will be joining her as of the 21st, and for the duration of March, they are, again, giving a huge boost to your earning power. Mars is going to be helping you break a lot of glass ceilings, especially when it comes to maybe circumventing or overcoming anything from red tape to an actual person or an arrangement that's been keeping you stuck or going in circles. This is a great time for a lot of you to be getting big raises with Mars, because we're also getting competitive opportunities to score more overtime and maybe even beat a competitor or seize a competitive opportunity out of a bit of a tussle or some kind of very high activity, maybe high stress kind of moment, but still very, very good. We've also got Venus here bringing a lot of favor to you, a lot of gifts, as well as a lot of popularity in the workplace or in your career, or popularity with a project or something that you're working on. And this is also going to bring in more wealth to you, because you're going to also find you're becoming a more prominent influence in your work life or in your field or in your business. It's a beautiful, beautiful month for all of that. For our lunations of the month, we have a new moon in Pisces in that 10th house of career and upward mobility on the 10th. And for the 2 weeks following, so from the 10th through the 24th, there may be a new role, a new professional relationship, a new commitment, or some kind of new job opportunity that is getting put on the table that is going to be a lift up from what you are accustomed to. Now, this could be something formal or official, or this could be something unofficial with the new moon. So you got to be able to think critically with this. But what also happens with this new moon is that you're getting a new road opened up, something that is going to set you up for big bucks as we go on into the middle of this year. And finally, we also have a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. And this is your 5th house of love, romance, your creative pursuits, recreation, as well as your relationships with your kids and personal enterprises as well to a certain degree. And this is opening up a 3-month window period from the 25th of March up through the end of June, where a major page turn is going on. It's more like closing a book and opening up a brand new book. This is going to create a big transition point for a lot of important relationships and a lot of important commitments in this part of your life. A lot of you may be wrapping up something as far as maybe a phase or an era that you're having as far as a relationship with a collaborator, or maybe a creative project or personal business pursuit, and getting ready to jump on to the next thing. A lot of you are also going to find that this is going to transform maybe the arrangement or the identity of a romantic relationship or relationship opportunity. A full moon lunar eclipse in either the 5th or the 7th house. In this case for you, the 5th can also indicate a very important transition of status in terms of all kinds of different relationships. And for your relationships with your kids, there's going to be a completely new way of relating to one another coming up here. However, with a full moon lunar eclipse in the 5th house, this can also indicate the closing up of a lot of stories, bringing them all to a head at the same time in all of these different spots. And so this can also create some very strong points of high tension in this part of your world. So you need to be ready to take that as it comes. But again, it's all for the sake of opening up a brand new book for everybody. So that is what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.